Okay, so this is the problem that we're working on. They give you a function, it's a rational function, and they want you to find where it is less than 0 or negative. So one way you can do this is like go through all the trouble of like graphing it out and finding, um, finding all the asymptotes and the behavior and everything. But there's actually sort of a simpler way to do it. You can see it's less than 0. So when is this uh, going to be negative, right? And so actually we've got these three expressions, and we're dividing and multiplying them together. So you can see like if they're all positive, right, then the answer is gonna then the function is gonna be positive. And if they're all negative, then you have like a negative times a negative times a negative, then the function is going to be negative. And then you also get some sort of different um, behaviors and stuff going on. So what you do is you find the critical points, or the points where these expressions are changing from positive to negative. So like if we do, so we've got 2x, x minus 2, and x minus 4. So those are our thing. And then we want to find the points where they're changing. So that's where they're equal to 0. So let's see. So 2x equals 0 when x equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0 when x equals 2. And x minus 4 equals 0 when x equals 4. So those are our critical points, and we can make a little sign chart to sort of figure out what's going on. So what you do, you write your expressions here, and then you got to get the critical points. Let me erase some of this. So like where this is changing. So let's see, we're going to have 3 of them. So we got 0, 2, and 4. So we can go like this, right? And we got this. And then we pick points that are in these. And so like, oh, this is going to be like negative infinity. I guess this is positive infinity. Whoops. I don't need this anymore. All right, so yeah, this is going to be positive infinity. Okay, so let's pick our points. So something less than 0, probably the easiest one, is going to be negative 1. Between 0 and 2, 1 is easy. 2 and 4, I would probably pick 3. And why not 5? So now you just evaluate whether they're positive or negative at these points. Right? And then we get the, let's say, we'll just put total. I don't know if it's total. It's not really a total, but anyway, this is what the sign for the whole thing is going to be. Then we can put h of x. Right? So this is going to be h of x. Okay, so if x is negative 1, 2 to the negative 1, that's negative. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative, and negative 1 minus 4 is negative. So you have a negative times a negative, which is positive, times a negative, which is negative. So the whole thing's going to be negative. Okay, if you got 1, then this is positive. 1 minus 2 is negative, and negative 1, or let's see, 1 minus 4 is negative. So you have positive times a negative is negative, and then a negative times a negative is positive. Okay, and then the next one we're checking is 3. So let's see, so this is positive, and then 3 minus 2 is positive, and 3 minus 4 is negative. So this one's going to be negative. And then 5, you get 2 times 5 is positive. 5 minus 2 is positive, and 5 minus 4 is positive. So this one is going to be positive. Okay, so now we know where these function is going to be negative, right? So it's in this interval from negative infinity to 0 and from 2 to 4, right? So your answer is going to be, we're going to write it out. So you've got negative infinity to 0, and it's not going to include 0 because that's an asymptote. And we use the union sign, and then 2 to 4, right? So that's the answer. So you go up to your answer choices, and they've got 6. They've got 6 in their answer. So I have no idea how they got 6. But maybe they meant to write 4 and they wrote 6. They got confused. So if that's the case, then this would be 4. And then you could go with answer C. Right? So, and if that's too much, you can always just go to Desmos and graph this thing, which I did, so we can look at it. Let's see. Okay. Share. And then where's Desmos? Here it is. Right. So here's our function. Oops. Here's our function. You can see it sort of doing. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right. So you can see it at 0, it's changing. So from 0 to infinity, it's negative. And then the next part it's negative is right in here, down here, where it's from 2 to 4, right? So like here's 2, here's 4. So it sits in there. But that's what the function looks like. So that is that problem. Thank you.